hả? Phải đóng tỏ có rước về không? Mấy thầy thơ đi một đi một mình. Đi làm tối chạy xe về. Tối tối tôi chở.
あんたも逃げてきたの、サイオン。よりによって、私と同じところに。
Về cái vụ này.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Visual Effects Artists React. And, well, you might see my Bollywood glasses here, but we're not watching a true Bollywood film. It's something a little similar to one. It's actually a little movie you may have heard of. It's called The Flash.
I think this is cool, man. I love this.
This is cool. See, now this has some stylism to it that I really like. And we're not looking at a bunch of different movies today. We are looking at only The Flash. This is a Flash special today.
I gotta say, as far as a movie goes, it was kind of fun. Now, the VFX, on the other hand, I think you're gonna have a good time watching this, because there's a lot to unpack.
Whoa, whoa!
Yes, this is where it crosses the line, man.
Let's just say we're gonna take a little trip on the Polar Express here.
All aboard! So this is the opening of the movie. This is the first time we see him run.
That's cool.
Ooh, I love
super
that.
speed.
I love that zoom effect. That is pretty sweet.
That's
super
sweet.
sick.
So is that weird to you guys that he's going super fast, but his steps are in slow motion?
Yeah, and I know what they're doing. Basically, the idea is that he's moving so fast that friction doesn't affect him, I believe. So he's like kind of gliding over it. But what's weird is then you kind of expect it to be more of like an ice skating motion or something. But instead, you just get like this run cycle that is gliding over that just looks like a poor visual effects shot. And that's always the question that I come back to. It's like, just because it's right doesn't mean it looks good. And if it doesn't look good, should it be the final shot? Because at the end of the day, superheroes don't exist. Just make something that looks cool and everybody's satisfied.
I mean, that's cool, though. I love that skidding to a stop there. Like, all that electricity, the energy. If I was in the theater watching this movie, I'd be like, I'd still be into it right now.
Yeah, I watched this movie for the first time last night. I've heard so much about the visual effects, I thought I would dive in. And the reality is, after watching it last night, I realized there's a lot more to dissect than I initially expected.
Okay.
So if you'll do me the honor, hold on to your huggies, because the first thing we're gonna break down is this baby scene.
Hoặc là nếu mà không nghe theo tiếng gọi của đại học thì hãy nghe theo tiếng gọi của rồng với Call of Dragons, tựa game chiến tranh.
Bruce, this is a huge mess.
Oh, wow. Look at this, by the way. The head is totally cut
Yeah.
off from the body. They're literally rotoing his head, maybe with an actual mask, and then the whole suit from the chin down is a CG body.
Yeah, you get
that's
this.
actually animated kind of separately.
It's the same sort of effect we saw back in like Civil War with Iron Man and Rhodey.
Hợp lý luôn ha. Nó thì làm nghệ thuật hơn làm CGL kết hợp lại với nhau, nó ngầu các thứ cho được.
Whole suit from the chin down is a CG body.
Yeah, you get
that's
this.
actually animated kind of separately.
It's the same sort of effect we saw back in like Civil War with Iron Man and Rhodey, where it's like you have a full CG suit, but they're trying to marry that with real photography of a face. It's like it technically works, but we can still tell something's up.
No. It's the collapse of the East Wing.
Okay, this is Bollywood. This is Bollywood.
Yeah.
Babies!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Right
She
line
sucks
here.
a baby.
Oh, I see what's happening. So like, he needs more calories, so time's starting to speed back up.
Yes, it's an emergency, but all these babies are gonna
He needs
die,
more,
right?
and there's literally flying scalpels, and then there's alcohol. That one's gonna get smushed.
Yeah.
Okay, this is insanity.
Smush, stabbed, and drunk.
His head size is all over the place.
They big-headed him, man. Like, he's got a bigger head when he's eating the last piece of that candy. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Look,
Big.
dude.
Oh, wow,
They
whoa,
went big
whoa,
head
whoa,
mode,
whoa.
dude.
In fact,
Well, that's because his neck is like.
I think
that's
I'm sure
big
my head
head
looks a
mode.
little bigger right now.
that's like a floating head. It's like literally a floating head.
That's
See,
huge,
it's like
dude.
The head's like doing this while the body sits still. His head is
It's too big, man.
about double the volume.
Dude, that's not. Dude, that's too big, man.
Cái là má giờ để ý luôn. Mấy cái đầu nghe giống như trang la lẫn đó đây. thân hình nó nghiêng.
About double the volume.
Dude, that's not a neck thing, Ren. That's not a neck thing. It's not a problem a neck can solve.
I think the weakest thing out of this whole sequence are the babies. In my opinion, the babies are just not realistic for one moment throughout this entire sequence.
They are literally the weakest characters in the scene too.
Physically and literally and metaphorically.
Like that looks pretty good.
That's a real baby.
No, it wasn't. Well, that's a real baby. The baby in the microwave was not a real baby.
I was just saying it didn't look terrible. Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
To me, it might sound rude, but this looks like an elevated Son of the Mask baby. I was thinking, oh, Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes, it felt like they were trying to go that direction where it's like a Looney Tunes goofy kind of thing. But it's, again, rooted in reality to a higher degree to where you're supposed to care about all this stuff. And it's a weird, like, those don't really go together very well.
I don't even know if I would call the majority of it like bad CG. It's just, it's so preposterous that you have to go, okay, so this is CGI. And no quality of visual effects are going to make you go, oh, this is real.
Like, look at the ground crumpling beneath his legs as he's running away. Like, that's some incredibly high detail simulation work going on, and everything looks amazing. And yet I'm sitting here being like,
yeah, you don't care. That's the reality behind it. It's like I was racking my brain because, again, I was looking at the visual effects and I was thinking the vast majority are very well done. The babies, of course, draw the attention, and human faces, as we've explored many times, is like the hardest thing to do. It's a dangerous road to go down.
Yeah.
Because you're already, as an idea, so apart from what is possible to think about that you need to anchor that as much as you can to reality to make us care. I mean, that's what you see with RRR, right? The visual effects were not Avatar quality, but entertaining. So entertaining to where you don't even think about it. You're like, what a cool concept.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of hoping that that would still apply here with the creative ways he's saving the babies, but I don't know, it's all just a little too out there for me.
Yeah. Look, as we've seen in the previous clip, babies, they're useless, they're loud, they're constantly in danger. You know what's not? Raycons. Let me tell you about it. Raycons everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better
Mình skip cái quảng cáo này.
than ever. With optimized babies, their height was description. Seriously, there's 2 of them now. More than we ever really wanted.
Ow.
So wait, there's a bunch of clone shots here.
Yeah, because for a lot of this movie, there are 2 Ezra Millers.
Okay, there's some wild comping going on.
Yeah, I'm getting some senses. My spider sense is tingling.
They probably have like a stand-in actor with everything, but they're replacing the head. Headphone guy's who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
headphone
replaced
guy.
one.
Yeah, see, like, pause right there.
Oh, yeah.
Digital headphones! Digital headphones!
The headphones are the scene. That's actually a really good idea.
Whoa. That's the shot to look at. That's the shot where he's behind him there. Watch the neckline and the headphones. They're just floating around on their own. They're just going haywire.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. I'm also getting a feeling that his whole body there is actually digital. Yeah.
I think you're right, dude.
So I'm actually now becoming more and more convinced that Barry Allen with the headphones is completely digital throughout this entire camera move.
The hair work is very good.
Very good.
Very,
it's
very
impressive.
good. Yeah. Very, very good.
You think that's a CGI face?
I do. I actually do. And it might be utilizing some deep faking aspect as well on top, but I'm kind of with Ren on that. I think it's a full CG thing. Because again, the blocking is dynamic for who? The original Barry and for the camera. But the CG character is steadfast, posted up. Everything's moving around that. So yeah, if you want to stand in an eye line of a tennis ball or something, he can act to that. We can move super dynamically and then just replace the thing that is in that location in space. I think that would be the way to do it. Super ambitious, man. Like, honestly, the end result is very good.
Like, this is the most impressive thing I've seen from the whole movie so far.
Yeah.
I would love to see a breakdown for this shot.
Yeah.
I would love to, yeah.
I think the point is that there's a bunch of different ways you can do this sequence, but it's good enough that we don't actually know.
And I think the fact that we're even debating it this heavily is indicative of, it's like, okay, that was great. You know, you've got us thinking about it, as opposed to just going, oh, CG baby. Let's go. Let's friggin' open
Feed
up.
me.
We got more for
I
you.
Oh wait, I
more.
want to see him vibrate through the door.
Dude, I know. That's coming up next.
That's like, okay, that actually is a really cool idea. Quantum tunneling is a really cool concept.
What is quantum tunneling?
So
When you vibrated through a door. Or anything for that matter.
I mean, everything is made of atoms, right? But atoms are also like almost 100% just empty space. So in theory, you can have stuff just quantum tunnel through solid matter.
Yeah, if you look at football, you know, you got people defending people on offense. The offensive people try to juke them, you know, get out of the way, break the defender's ankles. If you do that with atoms, you just keep juking back and forth. You can eventually vibrate your way through.
That is actually a really good description
Yeah.
of maybe how this can work.
Look at that.
Oh, let's see this. I want to see this. This is gonna. I'm already getting cool vibes here.
Break it. Juke 'em, baby, juke 'em. Look at this. I think this is cool, man. I love this.
This is cool. Also, technically, they made the door about like 10 microns thick. Like you can count the atoms that they go through. It's just
It should be so much longer than this.
like they should be doing this for hours.
All right, nerd. Trying to enjoy this movie. It's a sweet shot. Come on.
It is a sweet shot. I agree. This is super cool.
Please leave a review on IMDb just saying not enough microns, 3 out of 10. I want them to release the more microns cut.
More microns cut.
What?
Oh,
Oh yeah, baby. Yummy.
that was a wonky face.
He's all pasty.
So that's real berry on the left, digiberry on the right.
Yeah, Digiberry, 100%.
Anh lấy đũa lên đây cho chị Phượng ăn nuôi.
Oh
Dude,
my
that's
goodness.
cool. I like this.
This is cool.
Okay, that's
Friggin'
okay, yeah,
gummy
this is
Gumby
sweet.
boy.
See, now this has some stylism to it that I really like.
That's when he breaks through. So now he is essentially, you know, in the center of time, I believe.
The smearing nature of it gives it style, you know?
With a face, definitely.
Well, it's subjective. It's super subjective. You know, everything else up to here, like running fast, is like, okay, well, do it fast with motion blur. But it's like, all right, how do you show traversing a quantum realm? You know, it's like, you have to make it up and you have to
Yeah.
make it interesting. And I think that's interesting.
So there's this crazy kaleidoscope effect happening right now. I'm
Zoetrope.
not sure what.
Right? I mean, this is an interesting shot, but it's a little like Polar Express right now.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. It's very Polar Expressy.
This is the Polar Express.
I remember that CGI baby from Polar Express. I told you they were compositing his head in there. You didn't believe. It's pretty good. I'm like, no.
Oh,
It's totally separated from his body.
Oh, he's just dipping in and out.
Dude, this whole movie is about floating heads. Whoa, whoa!
Yes, this is where it crosses the line, man.
Polar Express Superman.
We know Henry Cavill. We know what he looks like.
We know what he looks like without a
ambitious.
mustache, and that's not what...
I know.
I don't know, like the rest of his body seems fine, but then his eyes have no life.
Also, yeah, it's totally expressionless. If Henry Cavill was there doing it, he'd probably be making it like a face. You know,
be
like
acting.
whoa, or like ah, or something like that, instead of just
You've never thrown a punch?
human expression. That's the term.
Yeah. That's what we were looking for.
This is a nasty episode, by the way. We are being very bad boys right now.
Dude, freaking Ben Affleck too! Oh my god.
Oh
man.
That dummy is like the most realistic thing in this whole scene. Why aren't they using like the better models? Don't they have like better like digi-doubles for these multi-million-dollar actors, you know, the A-list, AAA stars of the film? Like,
I think they probably are using them.
are they using them? Because it feels like maybe like a different VFX house doesn't have access to them.
No, they
or
like
isn't
the VFX studios are very open about sharing assets and whatnot. So not having the right model isn't the problem.
It's interesting because there's an artist, Zach Mulligan, who's credited on IMDb as working on this film, who came out to talk about it. Because obviously, when films like this come out, the VFX artists get dumped on, and it's like, oh, you guys suck, this is bad. this, that, and the other. And while objectively it is distracting, the quality of it, the reality is, and what he was just saying is like, look, in the VFX world right now more than ever, it's a race to the bottom as far as bidding. Like houses are pitted against each other. You have to do it cheaper and faster, and the notes come down from the top. And the execs don't care at all about your time, working overtime, working weekends. Like they're like, just get it done by this deadline, because at the end of the day, the shareholders of this kind of stuff, they don't care about the CG quality. Will you, the audience member, eat it? If you will eat it and pay us for it, we'll just throw it your way. So in a way, this backlash is to the benefit of VFX artists, because it's like, look, we're not just gonna keep taking this, right? It's like at a certain point, we expect a certain quality and a certain care to be given to the characters that we love. So I just, on the record, like, yes, we're being harsh as to the end result, but in no way do I blame the visual effects artists. I don't think you guys do either. Like this is a result.
CVF được giới thiệu với các bạn một trang web học tiếng Anh rất là hay mà chính bản thân mình cũng đã bắt đầu từ mùa hè này, đó chính là Prep.
Of greed. But yeah, the director Andy Muschietti was saying, no, it's supposed to look weird, like because it's his perspective. If it's like a time warped essence, which I get for the orange glow and the warpy air and stuff like that. But there's no way.
I'm gonna be honest. That's a really lame excuse.
That's a really lame excuse. Also, what does it do to the canon of the Polar Express now? Like, whose perspective are we watching this train ride from? Is this Tom Hanks's perspective or the child?
If there was the kid with the glasses in this carousel, I would die. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're directing this film and you're given an option, time and money and resource doesn't matter. You say, okay, we've got this massive carousel of possibilities and memories and actors and cameos and whatever. Do you want it to be photorealistic or do you want it to look like Polar Express? You're gonna pick
Polar Express.
Polar Express, obviously.
10 out of 10 times.
So we defend this now.
Yeah. This actually might have some of the worst visual effects in any big budget superhero movie in a long time.
That's a good point, but what I'm talking about is right behind subscribe. The person's face right there.
That's so crazy. Subscribe.
That's crazy. Like and subscribe.
Speaking of Burning Man.
Yeah.
Generic desert in the middle of nowhere. Perfectly flat as far as the eye can see. Whoa, what the heck?
It's kind of
okay,
sick,
that's
right?
cool.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I don't know what that was, but that was cool.
He's cool.
Dude, he grabbed a missile. And the missile is still thrusting.
Yeah, dude.
But he's not vibrating enough.
I kind of love that.
That's cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It's getting fused inside his arm.
But because that's cool because that's a novel thing to happen. You know, we don't normally see that sort of like fusing mechanic in movies. Like, I like that.
Yeah, this is a part of his arm now. Really cool idea.
You know, like, there's a lot of great stuff, though. There's a lot of great stuff in this.
So they're back in the Pantheon.
The Pantheon. It's the Zemeckis Museum of Fine Art. That's what we're calling that sequence.
Wait, what are these spheres busting through the wall?
These are the other cycloramas or whatever they're called.
Ah, I follow. Yeah.
So this is where we start getting into cameo territory. Okay. And this was one that I saw online a lot mentioned of like, what are we doing? Because these cameos don't actually serve any real purpose for the story. It's more just like now it's Warner Brothers execs going, who else can we put? Hey, how do we feed them? How do we feed the fans? Who do they want to see?
So this is like pure fan service territory?
This is pure fans. Like, look, we break through to this other universe that's colliding. Who is it? Silhouette reveal. Oh, it's
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves, his polar expression.
Yeah.
Adam West.
Adam West.
Okay.
And then who else we got? Oh, this is a good one. You'll like this one. Who is it?
Is that who I think it is? It is!
Who is it, Sam?
It is.
Oh my God. Wow. Nick Cage.
But he's fully digital.
Yeah!
Like, he didn't film anything for that then.
Wow.
Everyone's polar expressified.
Could these faces be better? Probably, if they had more time, but they didn't have more time.
And honestly, I think like they're working against themselves a little bit with the cinematography, because at the moment, like when you see the first Nick Cage one, it's like, okay, cool, that looks like Nick Cage. But then like the camera orbits around him and you get the full view and you're like, oh wait, this is a 3D model. Like if they would have left it at that, it almost works.
Yeah, it falls apart the moment the camera starts orbiting around. You're right.
And almost like once the eyes stop glowing, like this looks perfect. I'm down, I'm sold, and then
yeah,
got the uncanny eyes.
Yeah, the glow hides the uncanny eyes. That's
And
so
then
true.
the same thing with the Christopher Reeve thing too. It's just like it looks great at first, and then it starts spinning around him, and you're like, oh, I'm getting the 3D. Like right there, it looks like footage projected.
The hair looks great.
The hair's fun. I like the hair.
That's the other thing I'm noticing. Like all the 3D models of these people, like the hair is incredible, but the faces are the thing that pulls it back.
Mm-hmm. Conceptually, this movie does so many cool things, and even in spite of all the shortcomings, I enjoyed my viewing experience. I laughed, I had a good time. I mean, I didn't go in expecting anything great, personally. This is an example of visual effects work that is suffering from the triangle of expectation, right? It's cheap, fast, and good. You can pick two. What we see in the visual effects here is basically an example of artists who don't have enough time. We know where the tech is and where the abilities are of these artists. And when we see bad visual effects like this, I feel like the default result is to blame the artist.
I'd argue a lot of the stuff in this movie is great. The thing is for the whole digital human thing, when you're trying.
Chịu đầu tư là cái đất rất xíu là bộ đầu. Có pháp bê bối là tôi tính một DCU reboot tùm lum hết. Cái rốt vậy còn cái CGI xấu đi. Chuyện nó flop nó đầu lỗ. Ngọc mặt. Anh chịu thôi.
Trying to recreate a person, not everyone can do that. It is the hardest thing to do in visual effects. And it's not even about like the amount of time you have. It's like a lot of the best stuff you've seen in like Avatar, that's proprietary.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just hire another VFX house to replicate that. And when you're setting yourself up for this, it's less about do you have the budget or anything like that, but it's like, are you even working with the right team for this particular task?
We did kind of make fun of a lot of these shots, and I feel kind of bad because we might be making fun of something that like an artist literally worked 80 hours in a week to get that shot done, and here we are just making fun of it. So I feel bad, but at the same time, it's not their fault, like you're saying.
Yeah.
You guys are more than justified.
Yeah.
We just feel bad, Nick, okay? We feel bad all the time.
Is there another...
It's time for Baratier!
How about we sail away as fast as we can?
One their moment before or the day before. Amazing. Bounty canceled. Like them.
Carp said, I ain't no bitch.
Right? I don't need help. I'm not.
Did I catch you in the middle of something? Let's
Bounty canceled. Oh!
Just killing some time. What can I do for you, Vice Admiral? I have a request for you.
Oh, this is awesome.
Your particular talents. Who's the quarry?
Oh!
Holy
Bro, and them going flying.
Fancies himself a pirate.
This is how they're gonna do it. And that's Creek's ship in the background.
Do it. Yes!
No.
Yes! Oh, let's go, dude!
The fact that they're even showing Oh my god, the Wilhelm scream!
Oh my.
Like right at the
That's
end.
amazing. Oh,
He is in it!
please kill him right here. Please. Do it here. Fuck this guy so much.
Why are you after me? You woke me from my nap.
Yes.
Then allow me to make it permanent.
Oh, that's so.
Được chưa?
Vậy